It's Michelle Butt, and it's time for another Face Life Friday. And today I thought I'd circle back to continue the conversation we were having last week about relationships and disagreements. I know I talked about this long-winded thing about how my sweetheart and I figured out how to argue with each other better after we had a big disagreement one of the biggest ones that we've had in our over 2-year relationship. So that being said, what I wanted to talk to you about today, and it's been percolating, is that sometimes there are people who don't mind having disagreements. And so what the point is that depending on someone's facial archetype, depending on their life experience, having a disagreement or argument might not be such a devastating thing. I know for my sweetheart and I, we are people who just do not like to argue. We'd much rather talk things out. We both have strong sage in our natures, and sages really tend to retreat and want to go into their cave getaway place when they are stressed or when they are confronted with confrontation. We don't like it. And so when a disagreement starts to happen, if we can't find a way to talk about it, then we'll both retreat, and it doesn't really serve us. And because we know each other so well, and because I do what I do, and he's been exposed so much to facial intelligence work, we've learned that about each other. So we really try to talk things out before they become bigger things. Yet there are people who don't mind the spark of a little heated debate that turns into an argument, and the arguments can be meaningless or for them, but meaningful in the way that it enhances their personality, and they don't mind it. We have friends who are couples who are feisty captivators, both of them. And so they're always in this little nippy place. And to us, it seems like, we could never do that. That would be so stressful. We'd be out. But for them, it's invigorating. It, gets a problem solved really fast. There's a little bit of yelling, a little bit of screaming, a little bit of fire being burned off, and then they're okay. And sages, we'd be wounded for days and weeks because we could never say all that was deep inside in a fast way right away and get it all out. We need time to share those deep feelings and to think about them and contemplate it. We're the deep thinkers. And so those things that escalate quickly don't work for us. But two fiery captivators or two debate-loving warriors, they could argue every day and still have a really solid, lovely relationship that maybe other people like sages would not understand. So what I'm trying to say here is that when you understand your partner, when you understand who you are, when you understand who they are, then you can understand how you interact with each other, whether it's how you have fun or how you disagree. And everything is the appropriate thing for you if you know that you're being respected and you are respecting your partner. Now, a strong captivator and a strong sage together, they might not argue very well if they don't know each other, because the captivator is going to be very fiery and want to yell and scream and blow off their steam really fast, and the sage is going to get wounded and want to retreat, and potentially they won't be able to come to a resolution in any time that is satisfying to either of them, unless they know how each other needs to be argued with, unless they know each other's nature and they can come to a place of understanding on how to handle a disagreement, or how to not be wounded by one, or how to not feel rejected when the captivator would feel very rejected when the sage walks away and doesn't want to talk anymore or doesn't want to, flare. So when you're in relationship, it is really, I guess the point of these two videos in these 2 weeks is understanding your perspective is really important, but understanding your partner or your counterpart's perspective is also really important, because it's from that place of knowing your similarities, but also knowing your differences, that creates the place from which synergy, no matter whether it's a positive or a potentially negative discussion, can occur. So if you didn't resonate with me last week because you're very captivatory and so is your partner, and you think a good argument is a great thing, then more power to you, because that is a great thing for you, potentially. And that's all I want to convey here, is that we are each so unique. But when we understand that uniqueness, then we can navigate our world and our relationships so much better, so much more joyfully, and so much more completely. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this Face Life Friday rambling, and I will see you next Friday. Bye for now.